What's up, guys? It's your boy again, the wall breaker himself, Raheel, Siddiqui, WB200 EP03. And I want to start off by saying I am so sorry. I know it's been some time since episode 2. I told you all episode 3 was coming quickly, and man, just life got crazy, and I can't believe we're already in October. I know, again, I apologize sincerely to you guys. I had a lot of people ask me, when's episode 3 coming? You said earlier, you said before, and I'm sorry. Again, end of summer, life just got in the way, got so busy, and but better late than never. Here now, fired up to get back into it, and I promise I'm going to be more consistent in this whole entire process, making sure my mic works here. And so excited to be here to talk to you guys, man. So, it's funny, and I'll be honest with you, I'm a new podcaster, and so obviously I'm not as well seasoned as like a Joe Rogan or a lot of other just amazing, or the Kelsey boys. My wife is in love with Jason Kelsey. Go figure, not Trav. She likes him, but I don't know. She's always been a big Jason Kelsey fan. I don't know what it is. I can't believe an NFL center gets this much publicity. I mean, it's crazy to me. I don't understand. In the history of football, has any NFL center gotten this much fandom, like this much fame? Shout out, man. You're a beast. I played offensive line in high school, so never thought that an offensive lineman, let alone a center, would get this much fame. But congratulations, man. He's a beast. He was a beast on the field and definitely off the field. And what's been new since the last time we spoke? Well, the Yankees are in first place, sitting pretty right now. And my Knicks just got Karl Anthony Towns. Shout out, Big Cat. And the Jets, we still suck a lot. So, pretty much nothing has changed. Life is still the same, and still getting after it. So, but no, very excited to be here again. And, one thing I did want to talk about today that was a really important topic to me, and I feel like I've had so many conversations in regards to this, is surprise, about weight loss, but with a little bit of a twist. And hear me out for a second. So it's really funny. I talk to so many people all the time, every single day, about advice, about what to do, about next steps, where do I go? I've had a lot of deep conversations. I've had a lot of initial conversations. I've had just conversations in general with so many people that have struggled. I've been helping people as much as I can over the years, but lately I feel like I want to talk about something very specific to me, is in particular about recently how many people have been losing weight and the causes behind it, right? The speculation, the rumors. And where I'm going with this is, all I'm hearing is so many people talking about, well, is he or she, look at them, they lost so much weight. Are they on Ozempic? Are they on Wegovy? Have they gotten lap band surgery? Have they gotten VSG surgery? Any sort of special medication that they're on. But obviously the first and foremost topic being the Ozempic, right? I mean, so many celebrities have been talking about it, using it, with their rapid weight loss. And now apparently so many people just in general in life, whether you're on social media, whether you're a personal friend of mine, whether you're a friend of a friend, cousin, relative, a cousin's cousin, who knows? But all I'm ever hearing is, hey, this person lost so much weight, they must be on Ozempic or they must be on Wegovy. And I feel like, a lot of, I don't know if it's really criticism. I don't think it's really hate. I think it's the curiosity. Why? How? And I've had so many people come up to me and ask me this question, right? Talk about this question. Well, Raheel, what are your thoughts on that, right? And, what is your advice? And what do you think about it? Look at somebody like you. I think you're a perfect person to ask. And, it's funny, and this is why I really want to talk about this, because I feel like, one thing that I want to make clear is to everybody out there, because I feel like this is a really good time to talk about this, and I feel like it's really important to me. But I think the bottom line is, if you are somebody who is struggling with weight loss or getting better with your physical fitness or your health, you want to get a routine, you want to eat better, you want to diet, you want to intermittent fast, you want to start a gym program, a gym routine, and you've been thinking about these outlets, right? Whether it's an Ozempic, whether it's a Wegovy, whether it's a VSG surgery, whether it's a lap band, whether it's some sort of jump start. First and foremost, I do want to say very clearly, I don't know if this is going to shock some people or not, but I actually support your decision. I actually don't have a problem with anybody moving forward and taking that path, because here's why, and this is why this is very important to me. So many people will come up to me and be like, what we talked about, how we kicked off this episode about, oh my God, what about this, this route, versus just an old school hardcore diet and exercise, hard ass work, hard ass exercise, tough grind routine that I did. And, and knock on wood, in the last 14 and a half years, I can't say anything else. I did it my way. Whether it was perfect or not, I did it, man. One way or another, I got up and I worked my ass off every single day, hammer to nail, brick by brick, every single day. And I feel like a lot of people that have had their own journeys, whether it's 5 pounds, whether it's 10 pounds, whether it's 197 pounds like me, they've done it that way. And again, I'm a big believer in, your journey, your achievements, your accomplishments. Don't focus on the number. Whatever number that you lose, to me, that's still greatness to me. I don't feel like any number or any journey is greater than the other. I feel like if you've accomplished a goal that you set out from day one and you hit that goal, I think that's greatness. If you told me that you lost 2 pounds and you started 1 week prior or 2 weeks prior or 2 months prior, I think that's greatness. People look at my story and they think it's greatness. Man, this guy lost what he lost, gained what he gained, injuries, surgeries, back and forth, the grind, the hustle, the ups, the downs, the falls, the cries, the struggles, the sufferings, back and forth. You go through hell. You think that you're on the other side and you wake up and stand up and then there's sun standing, shining right on you. Nah, it ain't like that. You got somebody else waiting for you on the other side of when you crawl out of hell, and they're telling you, you know what? You got to go right back through to the other side. Through hell, and then you go through that, and then you have another person telling you, once you think you stand up and you're like, oh my God, I made it. Nah, bro, you haven't. You got to go right through that fire again. And I had to do that again and again, like a ping pong ball, again and again. And I feel like so many people have to go through that, and that's what it takes. I mean, that's what it really takes. That's what it still takes. I mean, it really still takes that. I mean, you have to have the mental fortitude. I mean, I gotta just be as honest as I can, because I'm not me if I'm not me. You gotta go through fucking hell, dude, to really do what it takes to get to that level, right? And I'm so blessed, I'm so grateful, I'm so thankful for the accomplishments that I've achieved, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I wouldn't change my story any other way, and I'm very blessed and thankful for the way that I did it. But going back to the question at hand about, supporting. Why are you supporting Ozempic? Why are you supporting Wegovy? Why are you supporting VSG? Why are you supporting lap band? That's, because I've had a lot of people tell me that they're pretty shocked at my answer. Why wouldn't they do it your way? And I've had people tell me directly, well, you know what, Raheel, I want to do it the way you did it. I want to do what you did. And, and again, this has nothing to do with me. I'm just a regular dude from Long Island, New York. Shout out East Northport, Suffolk County, So I'm just a regular dude, man. I'm not a celebrity trainer. I'm not a professional athlete. I'm just a regular dude who got up off his ass and made a promise to my dad, and here we are now. I just made a commitment and I stuck to it. But I guess the crux of what I'm trying to say is that's me. What I did it for me. That's my story. That's my journey. That's what I did. That's what I had to do. That's what needed to be done. And I went out and did it. But I know how hard it is to to get that jumpstart. I think a lot of times it's like in life, right? It's just getting up and getting started. I always say this, right? And if you haven't checked it out, check out my TED Talk. I did do a TED Talk in Boston last May 2023, TEDx Dover Sherborne High School, TEDx DSHS, Boston, Massachusetts. But the one quote that I did say in there is, the hardest step in life is taking that first step. It's the absolute hardest, man. I mean, I had to go up a flight of stairs and literally step on a scale and announce my weight to the entire goddamn world that I was 405 pounds. I didn't want to do it. I begged my trainer, don't let me do it. And she was like, I know you don't want to do it. I know you're embarrassed. I know you're ashamed. But I promise you, when you get to the other side of it, you're going to be so happy and so excited to tell your story, because I know how much it's going to mean to you when you get to the other side. She was so confident I would get to the other side. And I was like, dude, you're telling me this now, and all I'm thinking about is Pizza Hut, So I was like, dude, you have a lot more confidence in me than I ever have in myself. But for something she saw in me the same way that my dad saw something in me. So lo and behold, can't thank you enough. Really appreciate you. And, but either way, just getting that jump start, and then going through that team weight loss class that I went through and losing that 5 pounds that first week. And that was a really hard-ass class. I'll tell you that right now. I took a team weight loss class. That's what it was called. In the gym, 1 hour a day, non-stop treadmill, 405 pounds. You're doing band resistance training with dumbbell weights training, and you have to walk on the treadmill, and the treadmill doesn't stop, and neither do you, for 60 minutes. And I had to do that every single class, which was every other day, on top of the days that I was going, etc. So, but my point is that, my story is my story. My journey is my journey. I did it my way. I wouldn't do it any other way. But if you are somebody out there and you're listening to this, man, and you feel like you wake up every day and you look in the mirror and you're like, you know what? I need a jump start. I'm going to the gym. I'm working out. I'm eating less. I'm cutting out my calories. I'm cutting out my weekends. I'm cutting out hanging out with my friends. I'm cutting out my social circle. I want to go see a doctor. I need to go talk to somebody. I want to go see a specialist. And maybe I should consider Ozempic, Wegovy, VSG, etc. I'm not a doctor, so let me make that clear. I don't have the research or the knowledge. So definitely consult a physician before you do any of these things. All I'm saying from an emotional standpoint, and for somebody who's been through the grind and knows what it's like, to be in those moments, to sit where you're sitting right now and you're looking in the mirror and you're not happy with what you see. You're tired all the time. You're exhausted. You don't have the energy. You don't have the confidence. You don't have the faith in yourself, right? You're not happy. You're not excited, right? Because you're like, man, I'm out of shape, right? I'm out of shape and I want to get in better shape. Guy, girl, man, woman, mom, dad, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you are. It doesn't matter who you are. I know that feeling of waking up and looking in the mirror and you're like, man, I look like shit and I feel like shit and I want to get better. I'm here to tell you that I fully support you. I fully support whatever it takes to get jump started. If whatever you're doing is not working, take that route and it's okay. But again, just to be very clear, take that route, but also get all the information. See, I don't have enough information for me to advise you, oh my God, like these are the facts and the data and the statistics. No, I don't have that because I never had to go through that. So I can't tell you that. I can't tell you exactly what the success ratio is, what the risk ratio is, what the, oh my God, these are the stories that I know. This is the data that I have. No, I don't have shit. And I can't even tell you one thing or another of why I'm telling you what I'm telling you. All I'm telling you is that the reason for why I would support you is because, again, just to be very clear, I know how hard, I'm going to say it again, dude, I know how hard it is to take that first step, and over life, one thing that I preach to anybody out there who always looks for advice from me is, you have to be able to look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself the truth. And some of us still can't do it. They just can't. And I think that's where it comes from first. You have to look in the mirror and tell yourself, dude, I don't want to look like this for the rest of my life. I don't want to wake up every day. I don't want to go on trips. I don't want to go to restaurants. I don't want to hang out with my boys. I don't want to hang out with my girls. And I don't want to look in the mirror and tell myself a fucking lie that, oh, I look good. And I feel like looking good, looks is all perspective, right? Somebody could think, you're the hottest thing since sliced bread, and somebody could also derail you for your looks because of your weight, because of your physicality, because you're a size 50 waist and a 22 neck the way that I was, and the way that I got bullied, and the way that I got absolutely destroyed and hammered. And, for those of you that know me, you know. I mean, I put up with a lot, right? And I know a lot of people out there put up with a lot. I don't think people understand, the actual trauma and the actual just, just the mental, just beating, the wear and tear that it takes on somebody. And I started from childhood all the way up until I was 27. So I know the feeling, right? I know the feeling of just looking in the mirror and getting comments from friends, getting comments from family, whether it's love, or they're trying to show that they're being, oh, it's just a joke. Oh, I love you. I didn't mean it like that. Oh, this, oh, that. Yeah, you did. You meant it, because if you didn't mean it, why the fuck would you joke about it in the first place? I mean, let's just call it what it is. You're not gonna, say to yourself, my point is that if you're with a real friend and a real friend is coming after you and they're insulting you or they're making a jest out of you or because of you, it's because they want to. It's intent. And this is my opinion. You could take it for what it's worth, but I know for a fact in my heart what I believe for a fact, what I believed. Let me say this again. Facts that have happened to me. This is what happened to me. It's you literally saw me and you pointed at me and you made it, your mission to get on me, right? And that's okay. And I feel like what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And it's those moments that I used to cry about that literally I am so grateful for, because I would not be in my heart, the fucking tank that I am if I didn't go through those moments. And I guess going back to those people out there now that are struggling right now, and you're looking in the mirror and you compare yourself to your friends or your family or your colleagues or your siblings or your loved ones or people on TV or social media, and you're like, I'm not happy. I need to lose 30 pounds. I need to lose 40 pounds. I need to lose 20 pounds, whatever the case is. I need to get going. I totally get it. And you know what, dude? I fully support you. And if I were you, don't let anyone judge you. Don't let anyone worry about you. If you one day decide, hey, I'm going to go see a doctor, I'm going to get on Ozempic, I'm going to get on Wegovy, I'm going to go do VSG, lap band, whatever it is, and you go get it done, that's your business. Nobody has the right to tell you what to do with your life and your body. It's your life, it's your body. You only get one. You get one life, you get one body, right? We should all be happy. I mean, that's the whole point of life, isn't it? It's to be happy, right? You should want to be happy. Life is so short. I mean, one day I'm 27 years old, 405 pounds, being told I wouldn't make it to 40, and here I am. I just crossed 42. Alhamdulillah, shout out to God, but, I'm here, and I'm in the best shape of my life, and I never thought that I'd even be in this position right now in my life, talking to you guys, doing a podcast, and doing talks, and giving advice, me giving advice. If you knew me back then, and you told me I'd be giving advice about fitness and weight loss, you'd be like, yeah, right. But my point is that nobody has the right to judge you. Nobody has the right to, make any comments about you, and try to put you down or give their opinions. Tell them to go fuck off. I mean, a friend or somebody who cares about you and loves you, it's none of their business, and they're not a real friend if they're dissing you. Okay, I'm going to make this very clear. If you have a friend out there, and they're judging you and they're criticizing you and they're insulting you or they're making assumptions about you because you did go that route that I told you about, any of those routes, and you did get extreme weight loss and you got fast results or whatever the assumptions is, or maybe you did just go to another hardcore level where you're like, I'm going to diet and I'm going to exercise, I'm going to record, I'm going to journal, I'm going to do whatever it takes and XYZ, and you got the results that you got. That's nobody's business but yours, I know how hard it is to take that first step. Believe me, I've taken 100 first steps before my last first step, knock on wood, hopefully, and so I just know what it could do to you. It eats at you. It eats at your core, looking in the mirror, wishing that you can fit into that suit. You want that nice cut suit, man. You want to look fresh, like just, not worrying about, oh shit, I got to go to Big and Tall, or, you're going into like Nordstrom and Macy's and you're going in there and the gentleman walks up to you and he's like, yeah, sir, can I help you? I'm like, yeah, you can help me. I mean, you got a fucking 60 large coat? And then his eyes look up like, oh yeah, nah, not quite, sir, in a nice way, but Big and Tall is right around the corner. You could try there. You know what I mean? In the nicest possible way. And there's nothing wrong with you as a person. That's one thing that I learned. Just because you're overweight, there's nothing wrong with you. You're totally fine. Who gives a shit if your friend is thinner than you? Who gives a shit if your colleague or your siblings or whoever is skinnier than you? Skinnier doesn't make you better. I hope you guys understand that. You know what I mean? Just because you're skinny or because you're thinner. It doesn't make you a good person. Believe me, I know a lot of thin people. I know a lot of thinner people out there, maybe thinner than me. They're complete assholes. I've known a lot of them my entire life, right? At the end of the day, you know, you need to learn how to be, you know, just, my point is that, like, be a great person. And also, one big believer that I am is learn how to train your mind. Take control of your mind first, and then the body will follow. If you're a great person on the inside, I always tell one of my close friends this too. I know he's listening, and I know he hears this all the time. I don't focus on being a nice guy anymore. I don't want people to look at me and be like, you know what, man, he's a nice guy. I don't care about that. I've been a nice guy literally 3/4 of my life. It didn't get me nowhere except get run over. I care about being a good man. You know, that's what I care about. I care about being a good man. I care about being a good man to my friends, my family, my wife, and my son, more than anything. More than anything. I mean, I live and breathe everything for him since he was born into my hands. All I ever cared about is being a good man for him. It's funny, I put up an Instagram story this morning. If you guys follow me on Instagram, Raheel the Speaker. I woke up this morning, 5:30, my alarm hit. You know, I'm like, oh my God. Tell my wife I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I'm like, I just don't want to do this, you know. And then obviously that was my excuse to like not go, you know, work out, right? And before, you know, she could say anything, she's still kind of like knocked out pretty much. My son, I actually ended up waking him up because he slept in the bed, and he turns over and looks right at me and he says, you know, we don't get tired, Daddy. We don't get tired. And I'm like, man, like, you know, just the goosebumps, man. They just shot up because that's the line that I always tell him every time I'm training him and I'm making him run laps and I'm making him lift weights and I'm showing him clips of, you know, The Last Dance with Jordan or Kobe Muse or Giannis Antetokounmpo or, you know, just anything, Khabib versus Conor, and any of those like special athlete moments that get the juices flowing, get them pumping, and he sees Daddy wanting it, so he wants it. And I always tell him, like, you're not tired. I'm not tired. You're not tired. We don't get tired. That's always my line to him. But for the first day ever, that was his line to me. And what did I do? Man, I went to the gym. I got a monster workout. I did 6 on the tread. I did monster deltoids reps. I did monster tricep reps, cold shower. I felt great. And I still feel great. And that was like over 12 hours ago. You know what I mean? So, but going back to, you know, to the root of what I was talking about, it is, you know, just find your motivation, right? Find your why. Why are you doing this in the first place? I think that's very important. You know, why do you want to lose the weight? What are you doing it for? It's kind of like, you know, in fighting, right? When you watch like the Rocky Balboa films and Adonis Creed wanted to fight, Victor Drago, and Rocky asked him, why do you want to fight him? I mean, he didn't really know what he was fighting for. He just thought that, okay, I want to avenge my father. But Rocky brought up a good point. Rocky was like, you know, that was between me and your dad, his dad being Apollo Creed, and Rocky, his rivalry with Ivan Drago. That was between those three. It had nothing to do with Adonis and Victor. You know, Victor was raised in a world of hate. Ivan Drago took his anger and aggression and losing that fight to Rocky in Rocky 4, and he raised a pit bull and his son in Victor Drago. And Victor Drago had nothing to do with that. That was all his father's drama. And same thing that Rocky was trying to teach him, like, what were you fighting for? And then, obviously, as the movie goes on in Creed 2, you know, Adonis, well, in the first fight, he got his ass kicked. So, clearly, that didn't go so well. But then, as they say, you know, every fall is set up for a comeback. And in part 2, you know, he got up, he trained, and then he understood what he was fighting for. He was fighting for legacy. He wanted to build his own legacy. He wanted to show that, you know what, my father built his legacy on falling and getting back up and going through every opponent that stood in his way, and he wanted to build his own legacy. He wanted the Creed name to stand for more than Apollo Creed. He wanted to also stand for Adonis Creed, and that's why he knew he had to take that fight. But it goes back to why. You know, I knew why I wanted to lose the weight. I knew why I wanted to keep training. I wanted to lose the weight because I had to, but also because it was my father's one wish before he died. And now it's because I want to set an example for others out there who look up to me, but more than ever, my son. I don't think I need to give a more detailed answer than that. You know, when he looks at me, he sees somebody who's unbreakable, somebody who's immortal, somebody who you look at and he's like, damn, man, like that's my daddy. You know, he looks at me and he calls me Hulk. So, and I also want to have that physical appearance. You know, I want my wife to walk into a room with me and be like, you know, that's my husband, right? Like, look at him, you know, he's tall, he stands out, he dresses sharp, he's fit, he's in shape. You know, I want my wife to be proud of me. You know, I want, you know, I remember my doctor when I went for my last physical, it was the best answer that she gave me. Got my physical done, got all my blood work done. She came back and said, so proud of you, getting better every single time. And, you know, the one thing that I want to be very clear is that I'm so proud of you, Raheel, because I tell my other patients about you, stories about you. But more than anything, you know, it's really awesome. You know, your wife and your son should be proud because they have a man in the family that represents their family, a tall, strong, you know, just in shape guy who's physically fit and who cares about his health, who cares about his life, and he's representing the family like you're representing your family as the man, and they should be so proud of you. And man, I like literally broke down in tears when she told me that because it just felt so good hearing that from your doctor. You know what I mean? So I think, you know, my whole point to this is, if you want to go the route of Ozempic, you want to go the route of Wegovy, you want to go the route of surgery, you know, if you want to go the route and you feel like that's the route you need to take to get jump started, I fully support you, man. Like I do, because I feel like, again, I can't say this enough. The hardest step is the first step, you know, but also piggybacking off of that is why. Just remember, when you're going to go that route, if you go that route, talk to your doctor, consult whoever you're going to consult, get whatever information you're going to get, but figure out your why. What is your purpose, right? If you ask me, you know, feet to the fire, I'm always going to say, hey, man, go the old school way, right? Train, lose weight, exercise, diet, brick by brick, hammer to nail. I'm always going to advocate for that. I'm always going to say that because, you know, that's what I did. But at the same time, I think people who haven't gone through what we've gone through in the, you know, weight loss community, obesity community, extreme weight loss community, weight gain / I need to lose weight community, people in a category of I've just grown up skinny my entire life and they don't understand this part, they're never going to understand this part because they grew up AKA skinny their whole life or not having weight issues their whole life. But I understand. I totally understand. And my point is, I don't want you guys to look at my story and my journey and be like, I want to do exactly what he did, because you're not going to be able to do what I did because you didn't go through what I went through. You didn't, you know, have the ups and downs, the tears, the cries, the pains, the sufferings, the struggles over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. That was my story, my journey, my blood, my sweat, my tears. That's what made me where I am today. You have to find what makes you go, right? Why are you doing this? You know, why? Why do you want to lose weight? What are you doing it for? If you're going to say health, that should be the top reason. That's totally fine. That's actually the perfect reason. That should be the number one reason. The number one reason should be your health, and that's totally fine. If that's your true conviction of this is why I'm doing what I'm doing and I want to get healthier, that's totally fine. But my advice, man, if you're doing this, if you're going this route because I want to look good or I want to put pictures on Instagram and I want to look like my friends, I want to wear nice outfits, I want to fit into a size 6 dress, I want to get into this 44 long, 42 long suit, Italian cut suit, I want to wear these nice joggers, everything that's like materialistic, then you're doing it for the wrong reasons. And I feel like you're losing weight and you're training, you're doing it all for the wrong reasons. You know, but if you genuinely feel like, you know what, I want to get healthy. I want to get healthy mentally. I want to get healthy physically. And this is why I'm doing it. Then I fully support you. But I think your why should be a question as to, you know, your main question that needs to be answered as to why you would even go this route. You know what I mean? And again, just to be very clear, I would always advocate going the old school way. But again, if you need that jump start and you feel like this is the way I got to go, you don't owe anybody any explanation, you know, because if you tell me that you're doing this for your health, I want to get healthier for myself, first and foremost, my family, my friends, you know, be there for them. I want to live a long life. If you have kids, you want to be there for your kids, then no problem at all. Sign me up, double sign me up. I will literally back you all the way. But again, one more time, if you're doing this because you feel some sort of pressure, some peer pressure, some public pressure from society, from life, from Instagram, from from whatever, then man, I would definitely rethink any of this, because that's not why. Just to be clear, I don't do that for what I do. That's all the icing on the cake. It's not the cake. I'm going to say it again. All of that stuff is amazing. Wearing nice clothes, tank tops, nice suits, fitted pants, fitted shirts, muscle cut, etc. That's all icing on the cake, but it's not the cake. The cake is being in the best shape of my life and being in, tip-top physical shape so my family can be proud of me. And I'm in the best shape of my life because of my health. I can take care of my health because I want to be able to see my son grow and see him become a man and be there for him and always be there by his side all the way through thick and thin. And for my amazing wife, I'm doing that for them. That's the cake. That's the cake. So just wanted to be clear, and this is a no judgment zone. I'm going to be the last person that will ever judge anybody who will ever take their health into their hands and take their actions, because actions speak louder than words. I feel like you care. If you feel like somebody that's like, hey, I got to do this and this is what I want to do, it's because you care. You care about your body, you care about your mind, you care about your health, and this is why you're doing what you're doing. So again, dude, like, I can't say it enough. If you're a man, you're a woman, you're a father, you're a mother, if you're in your 20s, you're in your 30s, you're in your 40s, and you're struggling, and you want to get a jump start going, and you want to go that route, I fully support you. Again, just to be clear one last time, consult somebody, consult a medical professional, do your research, get all the statistics, get all the data before you go that route. And again, you don't owe anybody any explanation. You don't owe anybody any explanation. Till this day, I still get people asking me if I've gotten stuff done. And before it used to bother me, I would be like, man, like, why are these people hating on me? But I'm like, you know what? It is what it is. I mean, what can you do? It's not every day you see a guy losing nearly 200 pounds all natural, right? I mean, it's not average. And again, this isn't me tooting my own horn. I'm completely being honest with you guys. It's not average, right? It's not average for a guy to lose 50 pounds, 100 pounds, let alone 200 pounds by the old school way. And that's okay. And I'm okay with it now. I'm at peace with it now because I don't really care. I feel like I've grown a much thicker skin. I feel like my life experiences have taught me to, become a fucking beast. I mean, it just is what it is. I'm a big superhero guy. I don't know if any of you are, but if you go back to the first Wolverine, I mean, what happened, right? I mean, he had bones for claws, was getting the shit kicked out of him by his brother. The general said, I can make you indestructible. I can make you become the animal that you were born to be, right? And he was like, okay, because Logan wanted it, right? He knew he was a beast, but something was holding him back. He needed something. He needed something to kind of take him to that next level, right? They take the adamantium, pump him all up, gets unconscious, and the general says, what? They thought, like, okay, he lost all of his memory, or they're trying to get rid of his memory. That's when the general said, erase his memory. We're going to take him to the island. And all of a sudden, Logan wakes up, and he remembers everything that ever happened to him. All the pain, all the aggression, all the tears, all the fears, everything that made him who he was. And he came out of that water. I mean, Jesus, huge freaking Jackman. I mean, that was like 22 years ago. I don't know if you've seen the last Wolverine in Deadpool, but man, that guy's still shredded out of his freaking mind. Came out just shredded out of the water, screaming to everybody. And just had the metal claws coming out for the first time. And I remember that scene where the bad guy shot him in the face, took that bullet and spit it right on out. And that right there made him Wolverine in that very scene. And the rest was history. 22 years. What did he say? I'm not a part of the X-Men. I am the X-Man. Right? Because his life experiences taught him, you got to learn how to become a fucking beast because life is cruel. Life's going to beat the shit out of you. Everyone's going to be mean. People are going to be nasty. People are not going to be there to support you. People are not going to be there to lift you. Don't trust anybody. People you think are your friends, man, they're not your friends. You think family members are going to be there for you. They don't give a shit about you. And this is not for every single person, okay? Let it be clear. I'm not saying this like in a hateful, vengeful type of way. I'm just saying to you, strictly from a perspective of if you think you're looking for support and you want to get support for a journey like this when it comes to losing weight or, going on a physical fitness, health journey, per se, not everyone is going to support you. They're just not going to. And if they know about your journey, there are going to be a lot of questions. There are going to be a lot of comments. You're going to get a lot more criticism than you are support. Let's put it that way. So just be careful, and that's why I'm being very clear. Like, I support your journey, whatever first step that you decide to go on, I fully support it. But not everybody might not, because again, this is why I started this episode, right? Is there's so many people out there asking so many questions as to, oh my God, is he or is she? What are they doing? I think they're doing this. I think they're doing that. And so what, dude? If they're doing that, then that's on them. Your business is your business. I think the only thing I can say is, by wrapping this piece up, is, just always remember, go back to why. Why do you feel like you need to do what you want to do? Why do you want to go that route, right? Why, okay? And again, just to be very clear, I think everything else, if you give another answer besides your health, then that's all the cherry on top. And I feel like that shouldn't be the main answer. The main answer should be your health. And if you feel like you truly are telling yourself that it's for your health, you want to get healthier, then I fully support it. But just make sure that that's your answer, Make sure that's your answer, because if that's not your answer, then, I think you got to probably reevaluate what you want to do. And then also, to kind of wrap up, is just don't think that you're going to get support from everybody. Don't think that if you tell people you're going to go this route and, oh my God, I got Ozempic and I got Wegovy and I got VSG, don't feel like you're going to get support from everybody, because not everybody's going to support you. There's a lot more haters in this world than there are people that are going to lift you up. I can promise you that. I can guarantee you that. You think people are in your corner, they're not in your corner. You have way more haters that are going to come after you and make assumptions and make judgments and, and come at and ask questions and be like, interesting. And because that's what haters do. You know what I mean? That's their specialty. They hate. People love to hate, But I think if you have the mental fortitude, if you have the tough skin, or also if you just keep to yourself, stay in your lane, right? What did Nipsey Hussle say? Stay in your lane because there's too much traffic in other lanes. Rest in peace, Nipsey. I think that was a really tight line. So, but yeah, dude, all in all, again, just to wrap up here, I fully support whatever decision that you make. If you want to go a route where you need a jump start, do it. Be happy with it. Be content with it. But again, do your research, do your due diligence. And, also, you don't owe anybody any explanation. It's your life. It's your body. No judgments. I don't judge anybody. I used to be the guy 15 years ago. I'd see a guy with a muscle shirt on, tight jeans, deep V-necks. Now, go figure. And I would make fun of him all the time. Now, go figure. I do it all the time, and I get clowned, but, it's all good. It's all tough love, but I guess that, that's my point. It's like, there's no judgments. You do what you got to do. You got to do what's best for you. And, and if you get the results that you're looking for and you're truly happy, then that's all that matters. But again, most importantly, as long as you're healthy, that's the most important part. Again, it comes down to training your mind. Train your mind first. Tell yourself, have conversations with yourself. Why am I doing this? What am I doing it for? Is this the right path for me? Once you have control of your mind and you are training your mind to that level and understanding the depth of what your mind is telling you, and you have full control over your mind, I promise you the body will follow. I promise you the body will follow. But you have to take control of your mind, right? Be tough. Be real tough. Don't let anyone tell you anything differently. If anybody's trying to judge you, criticize you, hate on you because you want to go a certain route, a certain path for your journey, fuck them. Cares about them. They have no right to judge you. They have no right to pick on you. They have no right to insult you. You're doing you. Let them do them. And that's it. If your paths cross, they cross, but who cares? So, that's pretty much it. Just wanted to let you guys know out there. Episode 3, wrapping up here. Appreciate all the love, all the support. I promise I'm going to keep consistency going. DM me. Let me know. Give me some ideas. I'm going to put some more fun stuff too as well. Maybe throw some sports stuff out there and other topics out there. But if there's any topic that's bothering you and you want me to talk about it, please, let me know. I have so many questions that I answer individually, but if there's a question that you feel like, hey, this is a good topic to talk about, or if there's anything that you want to talk about in terms of, health, fitness, weight loss, or anything in general, mental health, please let me know. I mean, obviously this is what this channel is really for, but, definitely open for anything else, and would love to help out any way that I can, so appreciate you guys. Wallbreaker 200, episode 3 in the books. Much love, and we will talk soon, and I will get this posted on my chat, and I can't wait to, record episode 4. So much love, and we'll talk soon. All right, guys. Peace out.